The CDF skills bursaries. Who is benefiting? Felix Muela was excited when he was selected for a skills bursary, a driving course, a chance to learn something practical, a chance to build his future. But weeks into the program, Felix says he has not yet driven a car.
I was selected to do a driving course, but up to now, I have not done any practicals. All we do is learn theories only.
Nomba tukapanga polisi ama practicals tukeshi benshi kozi kuna ifo twakonkama skill pakwe bati twashi banero twara ingira mu industry tukaye mukubara chitefyo twakonka.
Instead, he was redirected to another school. For Felix and many others here in Bahati Constituency of Mansa, the promise of skills training is beginning to feel uncertain. At Mansa Trades Training Institute, some students gather in classrooms. But some say what they are learning is mostly theory. There are not enough tools, not enough equipment. Student Union President Malcolm Mudenda says the gap is clear.
There are things where you need to use something or do a practical based on something. Now the equipment you are lacking on them, of which that is also causing a danger. Or on some parts where you go outside the institution, and according to the job description, you are told to use that machine or a kind of a tool supposed to be used, and you fail. You don't even know where to start from because you've never seen it or you never used it before.
Some students, they say, do not even have basic protective gear, despite it being part of what the bursary is meant to cover. Others are struggling for something more basic, money for meals. They say allowances often come late.
Napama ne baze kutule lomba kali mbulano mbana bamba ututana bikwe bati finche fyo mwako nkakuno ngem pia ba mipele ya CDF ya miwa allowance ibombenshi finche fyo basha mipelela miwa allowance nefyo nde chitaine nchitafya engineering tetyo mukakula machine udine nsalawe.
Yet on paper, this is a well-funded program. In 2026, the Mansa Municipal Council selected 295 students under the Constituency Development Fund skills bursaries. More than 6.2 million kwacha was allocated. But a closer look at the numbers raises questions. Some students are funded with over 20,000 kwacha for a certificate level course. One food production course alone is allocated over 25,000 kwacha. Yet, when KFM Radio contacted the accredited training provider, the same course was just 9,600 kwacha for a full year, more than double the price. Where the difference goes, it is not clear. School administrators acknowledge the pressure. Principal Mukupa Monsanse of Mansa Trades Training Institute says the fees are standardized, but he also admits that the increase in CDF-sponsored students has stretched the institution's capacity.
In terms of the capacity, the equipment, we have the equipment, and we also use some strategies. Because, this is CDF. We used to have a few students, but looking at the presidential pronouncement, we say we need to train everyone. So there's no way out, you can turn away some.
This raises a difficult question. If institutions are struggling to cope, were they ready to take hundreds of students in the first place? The local authority says it is acting on instructions from the Constituency Development Fund Committee. It attributes delays in payments to verification processes and insists that monitoring is ongoing. Joel Okashi is the Council Public Relations Officer.
As Mansa Municipal Council, we are firmly saying the institutions where we send our students should be institutions that are fully registered and they have the necessary things as TVETA requires. So to those institutions that have our students and they have found that they don't have the necessary equipment, the business with Mansa Municipal Council will come to an end. We will never do any business, we'll never send our students. In short, we'll blacklist them from accessing any of our students, because it's being unfair where we pay huge sums of money as a local authority, as government pays these monies, then our students don't find the necessary equipment that is.
But on the ground, responsibility feels unclear. Students point to schools. Schools point to funding structures. Authorities point to committees. And in between, the learners remain at the center of the gap. KFM contacted the Constituency Development Fund Committee CDFC chairperson for Bahati Constituency, Mr. Godfrey Mukonko, to find out how the committee is implementing the program. He said he could not comment on the matter unless authorized by the local authority. It is also important to understand that the CDFC committee is an independent entity and should not be authorized by the local authority to speak. For many young people here, this program was supposed to be a turning point, a chance to gain a skill, a chance to find work, and a chance to move forward. But without tools, without timely support, and in some cases, without practical training, that promise begins to fade. The CDF Skills Bursary program was designed to empower, but here in Mansa, it is raising a harder question. Are these funds building skills or simply funding a system that is not ready to deliver them? Reporting for KFM in Mansa, I am Hega Chola.